before squinting at Cassius. He opened his mouth to speak, but no words emerged. Cassius turned to Dr. Mons, who nodded. Cassius leaned his ear closer to Noble's lips. Cassius, where am I? He whispered in a hoarse voice. Cassius moved away from Noble. You're aboard your ship, sir. The King's Gaze. We have been holding in orbit around Gondoval, hoping for your recovery, sir. And thank God our prayers have been answered. Noble stared at Cassius. If I had died, the ship would have been yours, Cassius. Cassius did not respond or show the slightest emotion. It might have been his, but there would have been a lot to answer for to the Motherworld. Sir, I am just happy you're alive, and we eagerly await your return to command. Noble's eyes searched the room before meeting Cassius's gaze again. Is that so? Well then, Cassius, listen to me. Veldt. She's on Veldt, he said in a whisper through clenched teeth. Cassius's brow furrowed. He had an inkling, but had learned long ago to let Noble lead. Sometimes it was better to act like you knew nothing to get precisely the information you wanted. Who is? Noble attempted to lift his head and his eyes narrowed again, this time with an angry glare. The Scargiver. The hated other. She's on Veldt. Set a course for Veldt. What about Devra Bloodaxe? The mission is not complete. I know we will be asked about the rebels and we need a satisfactory answer. Secondary. They are weak on their own. She won't stand a chance now. And when I have Arthurlaeus in my grasp, no one will care she hasn't been captured yet. Noble shook his head and blinked before he fell back on the platform. He stared at the ceiling without saying another word. Cassius gave him a salute. Yes, Admiral, it will be done. He turned to the doctor and gave him a short nod, then walked back to the main deck to set their course and ensure their plan on Veldt was still in place. Before beginning his transmission to Veldt, while straightening his uniform, an officer paused the comms to start the hologram. Do you think it's wise to tell them we are still on course? Cassius pushed the officer's hand away from the hologram pad and made a point to keep eye contact. We need the girl, and we need the harvest. Both await us on Veldt. No matter what fight they offer, both will be taken. The officer saluted Cassius and left. Cassius paused in front of the hologram. For the first time, he felt his loyalty to Noble waver. He knew exactly who Noble was and what motivated him. It had taken years for him to know how to handle that man. But if Noble went down, then so would Cassius. He could see this had become personal. That was usually when matters became reckless and messy. He had seen many in the Imperium rise then fall because they became too willing to think they were above their station by taking liberties. Belisarius made Noble seem like a wet nurse. Noble was not someone he was willing to die for, and these rebels made him pause. He'd watched them fight against great odds on Gondoval. Two separate groups of rebels joined for one cause, to attempt to stand against the Imperium. The plan was meant to be perfect, yet Noble found himself defeated, and only one Bloodaxe was dead. They had proved they were willing to die for a united cause, and each other. This bond was greater than the Imperium, and that was dangerous. 2. Kora and the band of weary but unscathed warriors made the easy journey from the lush, forested mountains and into the tucked-away valley towards the village. Kora and Gunnar glanced at each other when they reached the edge of the dirt road leading to the outskirts of the village. They expected it to be bustling in activity, but it was the opposite. The village was quiet, seemingly desolate. No one worked in the fields or outside. All the Uraki had to be in stables because they too were absent. Kora turned to Gunnar with one hand on her hip, close to her weapon. Her body and face straightened with